Today's podcast is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. I recently joined as a member, and you can too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience. That's podgo.co at podgo.co. Make sure in that section of the application where it asks how you heard about us, make sure that you put Drea's point of view. Enjoy the show. You are tuned in to a female-hosted podcast who values you and your time. Each week, I will deliver short and sweet perspectives with no sidekick. So please, sit back, put your feet up, and allow me to bring you Drea's point of view. You are listening to Drea's Point of View, and I am your hostess, Drea. And today's question is chivalry dead? I've been seeing a lot of posts on social media asking this question, so I thought I would make a podcast out of it. Let's first define chivalry. Those having qualifications pertaining to a knight being courteous, generous, kind behavior. Some examples are walking street side, opening a woman's car door, giving her your jacket when you see that she's cold, or carrying her bags. Someone posted that all it takes is a simple thank you from a woman when they open the door. And a lot of posts after were like, yeah, I know, they never say it, da-da-da-da. That's why I don't do it, da-da-da. I hate to do it when they don't do. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You want a simple thank you. Not everyone was raised to say please and thank you. No one has to do anything for you. No one has to hold the door open for you, nor do they have to say thank you. It would be nice, but do they have to do it? Is it required? Is it mandatory? No. I remember I was in Vegas, and I was in this restaurant, and I saw this young couple, couldn't have been older than 25, and the guy was facing me, and the woman had her back to me. So he looked at me before he went over and pulled her chair out for her to sit. And I heard her say, wow, you've never done that for me before. So his little plan of trying to impress me failed. Because it's, I don't know what that was all about, but it was really a damn shame. I actually felt sorry for her. Many people tend to blame social media for the decline of chivalry, because people don't even really pick up the phone anymore to ask for dates. Technology and these dating apps, it makes people just lazy. They want to stick to casual dates like the Netflix and chill, since there's less pressure and less responsibility. And a lot of women, we also tend to lower our standards, or we're just so independent that we just don't let a man be a man and treat us like a queen. I remember going on this date. It was this one and only date that I went with this guy. And I remember he said he doesn't hold chairs. No, he doesn't hold doors or give flowers because you always have to do it. I couldn't believe he said it. I'm like, no, you don't. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, so not only am I never going to get a flower, just a flower, but you hold the door open for a stranger. I hold the door open for people all the time. So I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with his upbringing. Maybe he didn't see it coming up. I don't know. But I think setting expectations should be more common. I know some more things that can be done. Guys, we like compliments. Give us compliments that don't pertain to our body. How nice our nails look, how nice our hair looks. You like our smile. Make plans for us. And, don't expect us to plan it all. If you're taking us out somewhere, just have that date set. Try picking up the phone more often. Cut out all this texting stuff. That's ridiculous. If you can't talk, I get it. But, especially early on, I want to hear your voice. So pick up the phone. We don't have to Skype or FaceTime, but pick up the phone. Give up your seat, whether a woman's pregnant or not. I do see it. I do see a lot of guys giving up their seat, but I also see some just actually sitting there, and I'm like, are you serious? What's wrong with you? Another thing, we just guys don't expect anything after the date, no matter how much you spend. Can women be chivalrous? We can. According to yourtango.com, ladies, there are ways that we can return the favor. We can ask him out on a date and pay for everything. I've done that before, not often, but I've done it. And it's usually with someone that I've known for a while, though. I'm not going to start out doing that. That way he won't really feel the pressure. Because, guys are always expected to pay. So try that once. We can also surprise him, possibly by cash apping him, treating him to a lunch or a haircut even. Saying thank you. Thank you goes a long way. Please and thank you, it really does. It's the smallest gesture, doesn't hurt. That really goes a long way. Maybe taking the wheel. I very seldom see couples where the woman is driving. It's always the woman in the passenger side. And I'm like, I know the guy's always got to be tired. Because I know whenever I ask a guy how far he'll travel for somebody, they're like, only an hour, only 30 minutes, because they're driving issues. So maybe, ladies, you take the wheel sometimes. And splitting the check. Don't always expect him to pay. Sometimes maybe you can split it. I don't really like that idea. I'd rather either I pay or you pay and I'll tip. But, it's a nice gesture to offer to split the check. It'll surprise him. You never know. Being chivalrous, it does seem kind of sexist because it's always like when I think of chivalry, I'm like, okay, what's a guy going to do for me? But it is actually for all genders. Anyone can practice chivalry by just showing respect for someone else. You have been tuning in to Drea's Point of View. I can be heard on Podbreed Network, Good Pods, Top Black Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Spreaker, and more. Feel free to leave me a comment on my website, www.dreaspointofview.com, or on social media. I'm on Facebook and IG, Drea's Point of View, as well as Twitter, Drea Point. It's been my pleasure bringing you a part of me, and I hope that you remain to be a listener. Until next time, take care.